Hi, and welcome again to Garden Ninja. Today I'm going to be showing you how to scarify a lawn. By scarifying your lawn, you can keep it in tip-top condition and keep it looking vibrant and green all year round. It just takes a little bit of effort in spring and autumn to end up with the turf of your dreams. So before we jump straight in starting to scarify the lawn, we need to prepare it. What we need to do is to go around and remove any perennial weeds that we can see. So perennial weeds are things like dandelions, anything that you can see that basically isn't grass. And a good way to get rid of them is a weed remover. And this small tool usually costs about £1, £2, is brilliant. You can get it straight in, under the roots, and basically pop out the weeds. So what we're going to do is to go all the way around the lawn and find as many of these weeds as we can, dig them out. Because if we don't, what the scarifier will do is then cut up all those perennial roots and then distribute them everywhere, meaning that next year you're probably going to end up with more weeds than you started off with. So you're going to need a few key bits of equipment to be able to scarify a lawn. You're going to need a lawnmower to cut the grass to a really short level. You're obviously going to need a scarifier. Now this is an electric scarifier. You can do it by hand with a rake, but it's really hard work, so I always use an electric one. You're then going to need some high quality grass seed for afterwards, which you can then overseed the lawn with. And last but not least, a bucket full of assorted tools for things like removing weeds, cutting out any grass that's crept into paths, and doing any maintenance along the way. So I'm going to show you now exactly what an electric scarifier is, and what it does, and why it's different to using a rake. So here we have the electric scarifier. It looks a little bit like a lawnmower, but when we turn it over onto its side, and don't worry, it's unplugged, so I'm not going to get the fingers cut off. You'll see in here we've got this selection of steel blades, and what they do is they spin, and when they make contact with the turf they then claw and cut through the top layer of the turf. And what that does is it pulls out all the thatch, and it also severs the grass, which causes new growth. So it's kind of multi-action. It removes thatch, any dead grass, moss, debris, stuff that is sort of suffocating the lawn, and then secondly it slices through the lawn, which kind of puts the lawn in a state of panic, and then it will send out new shoots, new growth, and look a lot fuller once it's recovered. So it's quite brutal, and once people have scarified they often think, gosh, my lawn looks awful. It's the best thing you can do to keep your lawn in grade A, pristine condition. What I'm going to do with my electric mower is now mow the entire lawn, and I'm going to mow it for a really close cut. That's as close to the ground as I can get it. Some people know this as scalping. It's not scalping. Scalping is when it's so low that it cuts the turf up. But we're going to get it as close as we can. And what that will mean is that when we scarify, there's less sort of wavy grass knocking around under that scarifier that's likely to get ripped out. So we want it really short so the scarifier has less work to do and doesn't damage the grass too much. Let's get cracking. Okay, so I've cut all the grass and I'm now ready to scarify. And when you start scarifying, it's pretty much like using a lawnmower. But in this instance, we're going to be going up and down one way, just like a lawnmower. But then on the second pass, we're going to be going 90 degrees to those stripes. So you're always going one way and then another. You can then take it a step further and go at a 45-degree angle if you really want to do a hard scarify. However, this lawn has been scarified every year, so it shouldn't need too deep a setting or too much of a scarification, but it will still bring out all that fresh new growth. Now I will warn you, it's going to look pretty brutal. You'll be looking at this thinking, Garden Ninja, what have you done? But in 6 weeks' time, when the new shoots start to come up, you'll soon see all the fruits of your hard work, and your lawn will be pristine, ready for next season. Now I've just switched off the scarifier. I've only done a few passes just to show you the amount of stuff that comes off the lawn. So here you can see a lot of dead grass, moss, all sorts of other debris that's on the lawn. And that's just been off 2 passes. I've literally been scarifying 30 seconds. Loads to come out. It's going to look brilliant today. So I've finished 2 different directions now with the scarifier, and it's pulled up probably a full wheelie bin full of debris, moss, dead grass, what's known as the thatch, or the crud, the debris that gets pushed down every time you mow little bits of grass. So it looks awful, but it is going to come back. What I'm going to do now is use the lawn mower one more time, just to mow the lawn regularly as you would do normally, to pull up anything else that's still on the surface, and to trim it back as flush as I can, and then we'll move on to overseeding. So now that I've finished scarifying the lawn, I'm going to finish it off by overseeding, which will help bring some new growth to the lawn with new seeds. So what I'm going to do is split my lawn seed into 2 buckets, do 1 pass with 1 bucket, and then go the other way with the other to make sure that it's evenly distributed. Give it a good water and then leave it. So there we have it, Garden Ninja's guide to how to scarify a lawn, and I can guarantee by next spring your lawn's going to be the talk of the road. If you like this video, why not subscribe to me on YouTube or watch some of my other garden tips. Alternatively, you can visit gardenninja.co.uk to read my blog articles as well. Thanks for watching, happy gardening.